John Dell Evans III. Grew up in Tifton down in South Georgia. Served here in the state of Georgia. I'm a major with the Georgia Army National Guard. 2 tours in Iraq, one in 2005 with the 48th Brigade, and one in 2009 with the 248th Medical Company out of Marietta. Medical Service Corps officer, so really hospital administration, the administration side of a medical clinic. And that was what I did on my second tour. My first tour of duty in 2005, I was an ambulance platoon leader. So ran an evacuation platoon. Proudest moment in the last 20 years, being the commander of the 248th Medical Company. That's the unit I've been in the most. I think I've spent 17 years out of my 21 years in the 248th. And I capped that off with being the commander for a few years, which was a big deal, and it was a great experience. I am the clinical training officer for the Georgia Medical Command. I help integrate new physicians and new physician's assistants into the military and train them on how we do things in the military as far as hospitals and treatment. A lot less ambiguity in the military. So in the civilian world, there's a lot of big gray area. There's not much gray area in the military. It's either right or wrong, which is actually somewhat freeing. So you know exactly how to do things and what to do. I think the most difficult thing that I had to deal with in the military was my first deployment. Had a fiance, and the day I got a call that I was getting deployed was the day that I received our tickets for our honeymoon, and having to tell her that we had to cancel everything because I was leaving, and then the separation of having to actually leave her was pretty difficult. As far as in the military, that first deployment was tough. We were a lot more active, and the area we were in was a lot less nice. Was not an easy area. We were supposed to get married in May of 2005, and I was deployed. That was right around the time I was leaving to go to Iraq. And we actually were going to wait till I came home, but ended up planning my wedding for my 2-week leave. So I flew in, got married, had a quick honeymoon, and flew back. We've been married ever since. So goal is I want to make lieutenant colonel, and so that'd be in the next year or so maybe. And then I got 3 more years after that to be able to retire as a lieutenant colonel, and I think at that point I'll have that decision. That's kind of my goal right now, and when I get to that goal and meet it, then I'll say, do I want to stick around and do something else? I think the biggest takeaway is that just the sense of service, giving back to the country. You feel it deeply in having served and having especially gone overseas, and just how you think about things is forever changed. Coming back to my civilian job, I think about things totally different now than I did before having deployed and having been overseas. I want to be remembered for the service. There's one thing I want to ingrain in my kids, and them ingrain in their kids is giving back, service in some form or fashion. That's the big thing I want to be remembered for is service, both in my community, to the country, and just in life in general. That advice piece of that is find something where you can be passionate about serving others and giving back to the community and to the country.